My dear friends, in this video we are going to discuss about the characteristics of organometallic compounds. I hope many of you would have seen my first video of organometallics for the definition for the organometallics. Okay, first thing we must consider the sigma bond present between metal and carbon. So first let us look on which organometallic compounds will possess sigma bond or sigma bond interaction. First, it may contain some organometallic compounds may contain ordinary 2-center 2-electron. Ordinary 2-center 2-electron. 2-center 2-electron means it is hydrogen molecule. In this hydrogen molecule, we are having two hydrogens. Both of these two hydrogens, that is hydrogen centers, require 2 electrons. Therefore, these hydrogens are called center, and both of these hydrogens are in the need of 2 electrons. Therefore, it is called 2-center 2-electron. Okay, so if an organometallic compound contains a sigma bond, then it will be an ordinary 2-center 2-electron bond. Okay, so which type of metals, which type of metals may form the sigma bond means especially main group elements. What are main group elements? S block elements as well as P block elements are nothing but are called main group elements. The metals belonging to the main group elements and the zinc and zinc group elements only will form a sigma bond, that is 2-center 2-electron bond formation. Okay, so these are all some examples. CH3 MgBr, Mg belongs to S block element, and this also. Okay, gallium, zinc is zinc group metal, and boron is P block element, and tin, it is also belonging to the what is called P block element. Then let us look on to the pi bond nature. Okay, usually the pi bond is formed between the metal and carbon in the organometallic compounds is not a simple process. Okay, it is not mere the sharing between the pi electrons. Okay, the pi bond will be formed by the first sigma donation. Okay, some molecules some pi accepting ligands like carbonyl and cyanide have the empty anti-bonding orbitals. Then let us look on to the pi bond nature of metal carbon bond. Okay, as we have seen in the pi bond formation in the lower classes, especially in the formation of pi bond in the organic compounds. Okay, but here this organometallic compounds are not simply forming the organometallic compounds by just donation of the or mutual sharing of the pi electrons. This pi bond formation is first initiated by the sigma donation of the ligand. Then the pi bond formation is followed. Okay, the pi bond formation first initiated from the sigma donation of the ligand. First sigma bond formation, after the sigma bond formation only the pi bond formation will be occurring. Okay, how? The sigma donation of the ligand followed by the pi acceptance of the ligand. Okay, first formation of the sigma bond. Okay, the carbon which may be the part of the organic molecule, and it is having one lone pair of electron. That lone pair of electron may be given to the metal, and therefore one bond will be formed. This is called sigma bond. Okay, after the successful donation of the lone pair of electron to the metal is called sigma donation. So after getting the electron, that is one pair of electron from the carbon, the metal will be getting filled. Therefore, it will start donate electrons. It will start donate electrons from its filled orbitals, filled pi orbitals. Okay, like dx square, like dxy, dzx, dyz. So from that filled pi symmetrical orbitals, it will start give the donation from its metal orbital to the carbon. Therefore, pi bonding will be resulting. Okay, and this pi bond formation of the organometallics or coordination compounds is a detailed lecture. For the sake of time convenient, now we cannot concentrate this topic here. Okay. Therefore, if time permits, I will post another video for this pi bond formation between the metal and the carbon, or metal or some other ligands. Okay. So if organometallic compound forms a pi bond, then that pi bond will be the resulting of the sigma donation. Okay, so after the successful sigma donation of the electron from the ligand to the metal, then the metal will form a pi bond. So as I said earlier, it is not the mutual sharing. It is not the mutual sharing. It is not the mutual sharing. Then next, the nature of the covalent bond, and see that still we are not going to the discussion for ionic bond. Still we are discussing the covalent bond nature only. Okay, in the covalent bond nature, which type of bonds may arise? First thing, we have seen that first 2 center 2 electron bond and simply 1 sigma bond. Then later we have seen that the pi bond formation, the nature of the pi bond. Okay, then now we are going to discuss about the covalent bond. Okay, which type of covalent bond is arising in the organometallic? First thing, localized bond. First, let us take the 2 examples. From that 2 examples, we can come to the conclusion that which type of organometallic compound is localized covalent bond, and which type of organometallic compound is coming under delocalized bonds. Okay, first let us look onto the delocalized bond. What is called delocalized bond? So in this you know that it is a benzene ring. Okay, in this benzene ring you will see that 3 pi bonds. These 3 pi bonds will not stop their movement. Okay, therefore the pi bonds or the pi electrons which are present in these type of aromatic compounds or anti aromatic compounds will not be stable with the localized bonds. So every time they are usually moving around themselves. Okay, so this, if the electrons or pi bonds are moving around the ring, then they are called localized covalent bonds. Okay, these are called pi bond, and this pi bond is nothing but covalent bond. Okay, but these 3 covalent bonds are not localized in one place. They are altering their places. But when you come to this molecule, even though they are having a pi bond, this pi bond will not be delocalized. They are having the retention of the same place. Therefore, these are nothing but localized covalent bond, and these are having the delocalized covalent bonds. Okay. Then let us move on to the ionic nature of the organometallic compounds. In the ionic bond, what is the main criteria? Not all the metals will form sigma bond. Sometimes the metals may form the ionic bond between the carbon of the organic molecule as well as the metal. So, in the carbon we cannot find any fault, but in the metal side, we can find, or we can have some criteria about the formation of the ionic bond. So which type of metal can form the ionic ionic bond means the metal should possess electropositive nature. Okay, that is highly electropositive nature. If a metal is possessing highly electropositive, then it will surely form ionic bond with any organic molecule through the carbon atom. So let us see some examples. So these are some examples. Okay, in these examples, sodium is highly electropositive and calcium is highly electropositive. So these type of S block elements, that is which are possessing highly electropositive character, will form a ionic bonded organometallic compound. Okay, these are highly stabilized anion. Okay, not only stopping with the highly electropositive nature. Okay, whenever we have highly electropositive metals, the corresponding and the counter ionic anionic species must possess highly stabilized. This must be highly stabilized carbon ions. Okay, highly stabilized carbon ion means this is triphenyl carbon ion. What about triphenyl carbon ion? Triphenyl carbon ion, the negative charge present in the carbon atom will be starting its movement to the phenyl groups. Okay, then let us come to the C5H5. What is C5H5? Cyclopentadienyl. Okay, what about cyclopentadienyl anion? It is purely aromatic. So since it is purely aromatic, it is highly stabilized anion. Okay, so not only the highly electropositive nature of the metal, the counter ionic then the counter anion should also possess the highly stabilized nature. Okay, so with this few things, let me conclude the nature of bonds present in the organometallic compounds. Thank you.